Saturday programme for us at Sha Tin this week. The feature race being the Hong Kong-Macau Trophy. 10 races, 8 on the turf and 2 on the all-weather. Very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined here in the studio by our form analyst Paul Lally and race caller Brett Davis as well. Brett, and just the 2 visitors now for the Macau Trophy.
Yes, there were 4, then there were 2. Yeah, we've unfortunately had a couple of scratchings from the Macau side of things, so there will still be 2 there, all being equal, and they'll be pretty competitive, hopefully. It's going to be a tough ask for them, though. We've got a strong lineup for Hong Kong, and we're looking to double up. Of course, we won the first leg earlier on in the calendar year over there in Macau with Romantic Touch.
All right, more news on the withdrawals in a moment, but Paul, news on the jackpot front.
Yeah, there's one. There's a triple trio, so $1 million goes into the triple trio jackpot. There's also a whole bunch of first starters again. A couple of interesting ones, especially coming up in the first. 2 or 3 of those horses have got a bit of ability. So, yeah, looking forward to a Saturday program. One likes a bit of Saturday action.
Yeah, rail in the C position, as you mentioned. I think 3 and 6 of the all-weather races rest on the turf.
Yeah, wet slow, the all-weather track rides at the moment. Good surface on the turf. Now, as far as those withdrawn horses are concerned, What Else But You is out for John Size, along with Victory Megastar as well. That's out of the Hong Kong Macau Trophy. Mr. Kapow is replaced by Perpetual Joints. The reason being is they were all the Macau horses were tested when they first arrived here in Hong Kong. Urine samples were taken, but 2 of them, Mr. Kapow and Victory Megastar, showed to contain a prohibited substance, and that was due to a veterinary treatment before they left Macau, so have since been withdrawn. So just the 2 representatives now as far as Macau is concerned. As far as the rest of the programme, though, is concerned, we're racing with the C course, as Brett said, and those 2 all-weather races as well. It's meeting number 71 of the season. The opening contest, Class 4 over the 1,000 metres. 4 debutants and a stack of them very lightly raced makes things a little bit tricky, but Flying Lover drops back in class and down in trip as well. Express Star is on debut. King Opie's on debut as well. Speedy Dragon debuts for David Hall. The blinker's gone for the first time, as they do for Victorious Leader for his debut, Zach Purton from barrier 14. Just Not Listening, 3rd course and distance behind Nice Fandango last time out. Luna Vessa, who was a course and distance winner last season, down to Our Honour. He can go around at big prices, but he's come up with a good draw, barrier 13.
Most of these newcomers have had quite solid preps going into this. Speedy Dragon has blinkers, as does Victorious Leader, who can both race handy, but I think Speedy Dragon likely to be in front of Victorious Leader. Luna Zephyr's got the lightweight here for Victor Wong, and Just Not Listening's been getting right up on the speed. Express Star could be pretty handy too, but he's likely to be in the middle part of the track with that barrier of gate number 2. So good, potentially good to fast through the first 2 to 300 possibly.
Flying Lover's the one closest to us. He's working with a lot higher rated horse in Pretty Bohemia. He drops in grade, as you mentioned, and he's doing it nicely. I thought Pretty Bohemia was just pushed out a little bit there, so the ground's been chopped up a little bit with the rain, but it did it okay. Lightning Steed, the next one, he's only had the 1 start. Now the cheek pieces will go on him, so I thought I'd show this piece of the cheek pieces on there. There's black ones there on the side with Lightning Steed. Tommy Berry will take them out. And Shimmer and Shine, I made this a horse to follow from his last start. He went pretty well, I thought, and Victor Wong's aboard for this piece of work. Chad Schofield will take them out on race day, but he's going nicely as well. I think he's come on from that last run.
All right, he's one of the lightly raced horses, just 2 starts to his name so far. We'll see him in this first clip we have a look at, in actual fact. Just Not Listening runs 3rd, Shimmer and Shine staying for 4th, and Lightning Steed, this is behind the runaway Nice Fandango.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see whether he improves, Lightning Steed, Andrew, but I'm going to throw both first, or the 3rd and 4th horses into this. You made Shimmer and Shine a horse to follow, Paul, like the way he got home, and I tipped Just Not Listening the start prior to this. I was a little disappointed, but I liked the way he followed up and ran a nice race here behind Nice Fandango. So both those 2 will go in for me.
Yeah, I like Shimmer and Shine. I thought he was making good ground there at the end. He's drawn better than Just Not Listening as well, so 8 versus 5. So I'm going to side with him.
Yeah, I went Just Not Listening over Shimmer and Shine, but it could easily go the other way.
All right, of the first starters, Victorious Leader's come up quite short in the market at this early stage. His jockey is Zach Purton.
Zach, Victorious Leader, you've had a bit to do with his horse and his time in Hong Kong. What sort of opinion do you have of him?
He's a nice enough horse, but he makes life hard for himself at the start. He's always been very slow out of the gates, and in a 1,000-metre race here at Sha Tin, it's not ideal. It's going to be spotting him a start.
Breeding-wise, He's by Alamosa out of a High Chaparral mare. Is he a horse that's going to be a bit further suited in distance in the future?
Yeah, I think so. He's given the impression that he's probably going to be a miler as time goes on, but he feels sharp enough now to be able to compete at this distance.
And the way that he's finished off his most recent trial certainly looks like he's got the turn of foot there.
Yeah, he's strong. He just can't get mobile early, but he'll be working to the line.
How fit is he for this first up run, do you think?
He's done enough.
There you go. That's Victorious Leader. That's coming at barrier 14, which should be a blessing, but I suppose it could turn into a curse as well.
Give him, yeah, well, possibly. It'll give him the option to get onto the back of the speed. We heard Zach say there he's going to be a little slow. There's a bit of pace in the race as well. It's just going to be, you know, what extent he can offer when the pressure goes on, how much ground he can make back, how much true ability he's got. But I'm going to tip him for third. I think a couple of others might finish ahead of him.
I've got him in. He's a nice horse. Now, he's blinkers on the first time. He's 1,021 pounds, so he's going to be really tuned up for this race at 1,021. And saying that, he has got a star's pedigree by Alamosa out of a High Chaparral mare. So, as they said there in the interview, in time he's going to need a bit further. So, look, if he does things wrong and he gets cross, he could get into trouble. If he jumps like a toff, then he can be right in it. So I kept him safe and put him in for second.
Zach mentioned in the interview that, you know, he's probably his own worst enemy. Yeah. He's going to feel the race in the first 200 or 300. They won't be walking early, so that could sort of put him back a fair way, potentially back in the field.
All right, so we'll look at a couple of the others in action. Express Star and Speedy Dragon here. Speedy Dragon had to be worked out to win, but win he did.
They've both got ability, these horses, I think. The tongue tie goes on Express Star. He's 11.25 pounds. He's had 3 trials and gone okay, Express Star. This is him running 6. And the one that wins the trial, Speedy Dragon, he's got blinkers on as well. Now, he's quite well tuned up at 10.90 pounds. He's barrier 10. He's had 3 trials, and I think he goes all right as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them ran well. Now, Speedy Dragon's come up a lot shorter than Express Star on the tote at this stage.
I've left them both out for various reasons. Speedy Dragon's had a stress fracture, so I just want to see him race. And the other one, Express Star, Zach Purton's done most of the work with it, but he's riding, obviously, the horse we spoke about before, Victorious Leader.
All right, and this is King Opie. 3 trials on the turf. The one on the all-weather here, it doesn't inspire you very much.
Yeah, he's 11.40 pounds. He's had tendinitis since he's been here as well, so not for me, for him.
Yep, same. The setback concerns me, as Paul said, tendinitis, both front legs already, so concerning, I would have thought. Apparently the sun will be out too, so the track will potentially be on the better side of good.
There you go, and the Opie comes from Ocean Park as well. King Opie, a bit like DB Pin. Interesting race, this tricky one might be put here.
I think Opie was a stable name, Ocean Park, actually.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks for that.
No problem. Full of useless information. I might be wrong, though. Shimmer and Shine from me on top. I made him the horse to follow. Like the way he hit the line with that experience under his belt, and he has also trialled again since, and he's going very well. So I've got him on top to beat Victorious Leader. He's in there for second the first start. If he does everything right, he'll be tough to beat. Luna Zephyr's got pace, and he's a winner. So that's one thing that he's got over some of these other horses. And he gets £10 off with Victor Wong aboard. And Just Not Listening has been running consistently. 9, 8, 12, 10. I do like the 9, though.
Yeah, I was sort of flip-flopping, 10, 9, 9, 10. I ended up coming up with 10 ahead of 9, Just Not Listening over Shimmer and Shine. But I think either one of the two could clearly win the race. I've got Victorious Leader in because I think he will hit the line well. And Luna Zephyr with Victor Wong's £10 claim. He is tactical, this horse. He can sit in behind close. He can also jump straight to the front and try and run them into the ground. If that's the case, he may take some catching with that £10 off. We keep saying it, it's gold, and Victor keeps bobbing up with winners.
There you go, and I've got exactly the same 4 numbers as you two guys, but in a completely different order, so make of that what you will. That's the opening events, Class 4 we kick off with.